Hello, I'm Juan Davies, Chief Creative Officer at KCET PBS SoCal, and we're partnering with the newsroom of KPCC and LAist on a daily reporter roundup. Let's start with you, Laurel, from Cal Matters. What's the story with Prop 25, which would have replaced cash bail?
Yeah, this was a successful effort by the bail bonds industry to overturn a law that California passed 2 years ago when the legislature passed a law that would eliminate the use of money in the bail system. And that, of course, would be very damaging to the bail bonds industry. It would have put them out of business in the state. And they immediately launched what's called officially a referendum, which means they're asking the voters to repeal that law. And so that side won when the voters voted no on Proposition 25. The interesting thing with the politics was that the left was very split. So you had some people who were saying yes on 25 to uphold the ban on cash bail. But you also had people who on the left who felt like the solution wasn't as progressive as they wanted, that it could have still perpetuated racism and not solved all the problems that they were hoping to solve by eliminating the use of money. And so they sided with the bail bonds industry that funded the no campaign. Which one?
Business interests were also at play in Prop 22. David explains.
Right. So this was the measure to preserve independent contractor status for rideshare and delivery app drivers. Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, and other companies spent a record amount of money on this race. They spent more than $200 million, and they won it by a large margin. So now their workers are going to be exempted from this new California labor law, AB 5. The exemption means they'll still be treated as contractors. They will not be entitled to employee benefits like overtime pay, workers' compensation, paid sick leave. Prop 22 does have some perks in there. It's got a new floor on earnings and it provides health stipends for some drivers. Reaction from drivers has been pretty split. Some have told me that they're happy to keep being able to drive whenever and wherever they want. Others told me they feel like drivers have lost a lot of leverage here to push for better pay and working conditions. So, this was a big, expensive effort on the part of gig companies to avoid complying with this new state labor law. And they won that fight with the support of many drivers and customers across the state.
Mariana talked to some young poll workers on election day. What did they tell you about why they wanted to be a part of the day, Mariana?
Yeah, I met these students in Santa Clarita. They were working at the vote center at College of the Canyons, and they told me that even though they weren't able to cast a ballot themselves, they saw volunteering as a way that they could still be involved in the electoral process. And the Los Angeles County Registrar Recorder's Office told me they hired nearly 4,000 students to help with the elections this year. The students I talked to were both seniors at Academy of the Canyons, and this was one of the first normal things that they've gotten to do since the coronavirus pandemic shut down their school campus in the spring. All their classes are online. They said they're getting burned out, but this doesn't mean that they're tuning out. Samaya Derrick was one of the students. She told me she's been reading the news and she's really frustrated with how our leaders are handling climate change right now. She says that Gen Z is ready for transformative change, both socially and politically.
And finally, today, Jackie has an update on COVID numbers here in Southern California.
Well, in LA County, almost every metric is up. The daily count today was more than 2,000. That is a number not seen since early July. More than 800 people are currently in the hospital due to the virus in LA County, and about 20 people are dying from it every day. The health department's chief science officer told reporters today that more people are flouting restrictions and just getting together with people outside of their household. LA County health officials recommend that people who travel quarantine for 2 weeks when they get back in case they were exposed to the virus. That's been the guidance for months, but it's really getting new attention as we head into the holidays. Health department officials say to plan on small celebrations this holiday season, ideally only with the people you live with.
Thank you, Jackie. So that means we need to be very careful during this Thanksgiving holiday, right?
I think people get a false sense of security by being around people that they know. That isn't any safer than being around strangers.
That means I don't have to share the pumpkin pie.
Exactly. There are upsides.
Well, thank you, Laurel, and thank you all at the KPCC and LA's newsroom. We will see you tomorrow.